Welcome to Isn't It Obvious? I'm your host, Sera. Joining me, Phil, Micah. My topic today, isn't it obvious society has moved to access versus ownership?
Access versus ownership?
Mm-hmm.
Can you provide an example?
So people are paying for access to things like subscription services is what I'm thinking. Like, you're paying for access to Spotify. You pay a subscription, a monthly fee, to access a huge library of music. Same thing with like a Kindle. You pay to get your device, and then you pay to have this library, or not Kindle, what am I thinking? Audible. You pay, for credits, and you pay basically you pay a credit a month or whatever to have access to this program that has a bunch of these audiobooks that you can listen to. So we're paying for access, but we're not owning these physical things. We don't own a record. We don't own the CD. We don't own the book, the physical book. I mean, we can still own the book. Like, they still exist. Like, we can go to a bookstore and buy the book, the physical copy. But a lot of people are foregoing that. And I feel like our society is moving to, in a way, and I don't know whether this is negative or positive or neither. It might just be an amoral thing, right? We're moving towards less materialism, but it's also inspiring a lot of shoddy workmanship. So we're not making legacy pieces anymore. Like, no one's making or manufacturing goods that are designed to last.
Yeah.
So no one's, and I kind of get a little sad thinking about this, because we're not building a culture of legacy anymore, because none of us has any fucking hope for the future.
Those are two different topics, though.
It
Because
is.
one is a response to the digital evolution and the fact that it's easier to have access to things as opposed to owning all of them. But then you also have a surge over the past 20 years of getting old analog things. The fact that old Nintendo consoles are thousands of dollars if they function is a sign of that. But that also works if you have a PS3 and you happen to have the demo for PT on it. That makes that more expensive because of its rarity, even though that is a solely digital aspect or product.
I also think that access is funny. You're right. You absolutely can't give your iTunes account to somebody when you die. Like, I have a Steam account, right? It's something you can't really transfer.
Yeah, you don't. I mean, you can. You can give them the login.
Give password to your children,
and
then they have access to all of those games.
Well, the thing is, though,
or you download them, keep them on something that's offline, and that computer will have all of those games on it.
It's not the same, right? Like, if I had a book I really liked, you just physically hand them the book. But with access, this is in the terms of agreement that these don't really belong to your family; they belong to you.
Yeah,
but
my Steam account belongs to me.
They're never going to check if your children are accessing your account.
And it's not like I have children, but like I'm not gonna leave them my Audible library.
Why wouldn't you? Why won't you give that to your cousins?
I mean, it doesn't, like, once I stop paying, I don't know that.
Then they can take over paying if they want to continue that. Other than that, they have your library to consume.
It's weird though, because I would imagine that if I had children that really like to play video games, they're going to have their own Steam account, right? But I'm not going to be able to give my Steam games to them. They only have access to their dad's Steam account. It's the same for, like, Audible, where, like, I really like this audiobook.
But I'm
not going to be able to give it to you. You just have access through me, and it's
But I'm
strange
trying to see how that's detrimental.
It's detrimental in the sense that you don't really own anything. You people get tricked to thinking that they have
well, and it also isn't.
But they don't.
It also.
Why do you have to be so hard on my poor Dave?
It also isn't forever. It also isn't forever. Like, and nothing really is. If you really come down to that, but like, if you pass down like an heirloom table or something that, great uncle Al made or something, like, that's
there have
one
been
thing,
7
right?
generations of our family who have had splinters on this table. Now it's your turn, child.
Ow!
Sit thy ass upon and enjoy
Why
the
did you just guys get a new table?
Heritage, goddammit!
Or refinish it. Jesus fucking Christ, Auntie.
My children, on my deathbed, here's my hard drive from 40 years ago with Age of Empires 2 on it.
Which is basically useless because there's probably no machine that could necessarily... You'd have to build a machine, essentially, a new one, to play something that old. On, even if it even exists, like, to play, like, if it...
What, when we go to quartz technology? We're powered by crystals? I'm pretty sure computer technology is always going to have its backwards compatibility aspects.
Probably,
have you heard of Windows?
But...
and Windows 10? And Windows 11? I mean, like, they... Sorry.
Well, that's another thing.
Program a little bit. Linux makes it work fine.
Well, that's another thing about Windows.
Do you want to have internet access?
You don't need internet access. You don't need internet access if it's on the hard drive. I like that your glass is on a coaster.
Thank you for protecting my table.
You're welcome.
My heirloom table.
Oh, Phil. You're looking good, man.
Do we have this discussion
people
about...
who take glasses off suddenly are the ugly duckling story of...
Suddenly Hollywood hot.
Phil, alright, put those glasses back on, man. I can't take it. Oh.
So, Sarah, you're saying that we live in a subscription or access culture, not in an ownership or heritage culture. Or I mean,
Yeah, I feel like people are moving towards less materialism partly out of necessity because we don't have any fucking money to buy.
No, it's not a matter of necessity. It's ease for what you're allowed to.
Well, same. It's okay. So like, yes, there is ease. So like, it's very easy to buy access to the consumable, like the very easily consumable things like music and books, like entertainment. So like that makes sense to me. I think that's good. But then I have this other side of that where it's like you have you have these really shitty or subpar furniture things that you buy, like you're buying an IKEA table or
don't you buy my mother Hoofenlogan?
or a Target bookshelf, which some are okay and they'll do
very nice.
That's
very generous of you.
But that's what I'm saying. They're like what, $60 or something for a bookshelf, a shitty one that is going to be
talking about like a 6 foot or like a half.
Like a half, like a 3 shelf.
I got mine for like 20.
Whatever. Yeah, and you could probably get them on Craigslist if they're in reasonable condition for free. But all I'm saying is that they're garbage. They're particle board shitty. Like, they will warp and get gross within 5 to 7 years, and you will have to throw them away.
Yeah.
Whereas a decent bookshelf out of solid wood, maybe it still has that shitty cardboard backing or whatever to make it a little easier to move because it's wood's fucking heavy, right? That will last, though. Those bookshelves will fucking last.
You know what the problem is with your whole argument?
Books?
Nope. Give me a C.
I knew he was going to say capitalism. Fuck you, Micah. We know. This is
media?
Capitalism.
It's never media.
It absolutely is, and I knew you were going to say this before I even picked this topic, so I knew you were going to like this topic. And it is capitalism. It absolutely is, and capitalism is pushing our culture towards access versus ownership because access is cheap. It's super cheap.
It's more monetizable.
It's also monetizable. It's easier for the people who have the actual ownership, the company, the people who own the fucking rights or own the company who's providing access. Like, that's money for them, and it's affordable to the people who want to pay the subscription fee or whatever per month to have access to it. And I think that's a fair trade, but it is also encouraging a lot of waste in the, like, I'm thinking furniture market. So people who make shitty bookshelves out of shitty particle board that only last 5 years, if that, because I think that's being pretty generous, those are going straight to fucking landfills when they're done.
Those are biodegradable. Kind of.
Sort of. Some of it. Some of it is.
We should have a greater recycling culture.
We should.
Especially in America, where I think we should pay people $80,000 a year to sort other people's garbage.
Mm-hmm.
Give them gigantic fucking scuba suits.
Yeah.
Make them look like...
I would do it. I would fucking do it. If you paid me $80,000 a year, I would do it.
just to sort through shit.
Yep.
Well,
I would. As long as you gave me a big like a mask to wear. So smell their shit.
Head to toe, you are dealing with a biological agent, and you work for the FBI. You are in everything. You're a fucking astronaut.
Yeah, basically.
The two things I want to make a point of like subscription or access culture is that like you can't really blame the consumer for wanting ease of access, and maybe they don't really want to own it. They just want to have empty calories for media.
Well, you think about the whole transition of 100 years ago. The only way you could listen to music was seeing it live.
Yeah.
And then recordings came out, but they were not great. And then that technology has improved.
The other thing too is. As far as like ownership of physical goods and, cheap furniture and stuff, like I have to say my parents were part of a generation that they wanted to buy things that lasted. And my brother have no interest in getting any of their stuff. Not because we don't like the look of it or anything. It's just that we just don't like stuff. We don't like things anymore. Materialism. Mm-hmm. It's because it's heavy to move.
That too. Solid wood is fucking heavy. And we are moving a lot. We can't afford to.
Yes, and we're moving a lot because it's just what you do now, right?
Because we can't actually own anything.
Well, yeah.
Partly.
And
partly.
The thing is, too, like, we're not as attached to our belongings. Like, I think my parents' generation, they really liked their home. They have a lot of memories to it, and they really consider it to be something that they have like their soul tied to, like a soul stone. But for me, it's just like a car or just like a chair. It's just a thing that you use, and then you'll move on, and then you'll do something else, and it's just a stepping stone. I don't really have any emotional context to it. And millennials, I believe, and probably the next generation Z or whatever, like they on average move like 11 times, and that's so far. They'll probably move more.
Too many times.
And I'm sure you guys moved many times, but our parents' generation, they maybe have moved just a handful.
Twice.
Right.
I think I moved more times in my youth than I did as an adult, and that's me going to college where I lived 3 different places.
Right.
But when I moved as a kid, it was all in the same town because my parents were just, have a $200,000 house we sell for $500,000, then we get a $40,000 house that they flip for $120,000, and like they were playing the refurbished game before it was trendy.
Mm-hmm.
So my thought is, oh no, I think I had a cat hair in my eye or something, and it's just like right
there.
there.
You were just deep in concentration.
No,
I was like, do we need to take a minute?
No. I was gonna say, I just don't like stuff anymore. Like I just don't like having things. I would rather live with a very limited amount of entertainment options and not have to worry about things. Like watching those terrible cable shows like Hoarders, it makes me realize that I think our mindset of having and owning things is a burden. Like a car, I don't know why. I consider a car just to be a burden that needs repairs. That's
because
why
we have shit public transportation.
Right. And so I always would recommend people to buy like the higher quality or newer cars so they don't have to worry about the burden of or surprises of.
But he's hot again.
Son of a bitch, Micah. Anyway. I don't know. The only thing I would really want from my parents as far as like hereditary items would be like paintings or
stuff that they made or stuff that they just happen to have on their walls.
My uncle was like a painter.
See, that I think if it was your family stuff, I would see that would be kind of like that would be an heirloom to pass down. But if it's like just some random person's painting, like what use is that?
Right. There's a connection.
But who is this Vinci dude? I don't know.
Trash it.
Trash it. Just burn it. It's ugly.
Who is it?
Trash or treasure trash?
This is the ugliest woman I've ever seen.
How do you pronounce cheek?
Not even smiling.
I think she kind of is, maybe.
Is that a volcano in the background? What the fuck is going on in this painting?
Man, we spent too much time talking about this terrible painting. I guess maybe we should keep it.
It's not that big. I always thought this painting would be much bigger in real life.
I had an interesting experience that wasn't really elucidatory, but I'm just gonna keep making up words tonight.
Elucidatory. Illusory?
Elucidatory the Explory.
All right.
But
we understand what you're trying to mean.
Allow me to elucidatedness.
Oh
boy. When my parents sold what they thought was going to be their retirement home, that was on a lake in the middle of the state.
It's a nice home. But
yeah, it was very nice. I wish they still owned it. Hell, I wish I owned it.
Mm-hmm.
But when we were moving out, my one brother, who has 2 kids, that spent a lot of time there. We were moving some stuff, we were just taking a little break and just talking. And he's just like, God, how are you not, like, really sad about this? And I'm just like, it's a place. Mm-hmm. I didn't own it.
Yeah.
I participated in it. It's not mine.
Yeah.
I understand why I hope I understand why you watched your kids grow up here. There's a lot of emotional investment you have here with your family. We had a lot of fun out in the carriage house. Apparently, I had a really funny set where I said incredibly vulgar things. And the next morning, my mom was like, "You were really funny last night." I'm like, I was so drunk, I don't remember what I said. But it's like, you had a very different experience here than I did. And I'm sad to see this place go. It's very nice. It's cool, but it's also not my dream. This is not what I would have wanted in this type of thing.
Yeah, you don't have the same tethers to it.
And my brother's dog is buried there. Those bones will be there. I was hoping whenever my dog died that I would have buried her there. But no, she was just a pile of ash. But like, emotional investment in locations, I don't think is our MO. I think we care more about experiences, and that's why the subscription aspect is.
And I think that's where
probably better.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm not putting on like a morality to this. I'm not saying this is positive or negative necessarily, but I do think our generation has kind of dismissed this sense of ownership. We've kind of given up on owning. And we're more invested in now and what we're doing now and who we're doing it with.
Or what we choose to invest in our ownership has shifted, and it's not a house or a car. Like, I don't know if anyone's going to get an 04 Pontiac Bonneville and be like, this is going to be my baby for 50 years.
Well, like, so the things we own now...
Hobbies are just not...
But I still have a functioning PlayStation 2, a barely functioning
PlayStation 3.
Yeah,
but that's entertainment. But again, this is all entertainment for the experiences. It's not like an ownership thing that you're passing down to the next generation necessarily.
Oh, if I were to have kids, absolutely.
Maybe, but like that's not why you got it.
All right, watch out, little Jimmy. That hood on the disc tray for that PlayStation is a little finicky. You gotta make sure it's actually down.
Let me show you how to do it, and you just knock away the elbow and just... Sorry.
Yeah. Hey, you're never going to get that reference because you're never going to watch Happy Days.
I did inherit... I think I mentioned this before. I inherited a guitar from my dad. It was one of the few items that survived the trip from my parents' home country to here. My mom gave it to him as like a gift.
Venezuela, right?
Close, Bolivia.
Yes. I was getting confused.
The first Asian man from Bolivia. No. And it was a very sweet gift because my dad was too poor or whatever to buy a real instrument, and so my mom bought him a Yamaha guitar. It's $100 that model today, so it would probably be like, I don't know, $5-10 back then, whatever. And so
your parents aren't that old.
You get a nickel, and with a nickel. Sorry.
That's right. I learned to play this guitar when I was drinking sarsaparilla down at the.
Hey, don't you be sarsing my sarsaparilla.
Now let me wash that for you.
So I have that, and my brother is deeply jealous that I have it and he doesn't. There's only one fucking guitar. Like there's not 2 of them, and he was still very upset that like my dad had gifted me this. Because I was interested in an electric guitar. And then my dad's like, oh, don't waste your money, just have this one. And I was like, okay.
Well, and you also kind of, sort of probably intimated to your family that you are interested in music. You're interested in music. Like, you have a piano. You kind of pluck at it every once in a while, right?
Yes.
Like, so, like, that would make sense to me as,
Hold
like,
on,
a
it's
parent.
really going. Ding, 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 ding. Is that?
I don't know.
It is definitely music.
I have no idea.
Captures in my soul.
I'm saying this
Transcends the spirit.
I'm saying this not knowing your brother or how much musicality he has in his life, but I'm assuming between the two of you, you're the more musically inclined, and that's probably why your dad gave you the guitar versus him.
It's actually the exact opposite.
Really?
Yes.
Can you play Freebird yet?
No, I can't play.
Okay, well, I totally wrong.
No, the thing is, my brother wanted to be a music major. He was really into.
He was mistaken.
He was really into music, and
Music's hard.
Yeah.
and my sister
It's
was
really fucking hard.
was also really like, she played piano and flute, and then for me, I was just too lazy, so I just played Super Mario. So then,
Why the fuck did your dad give
yeah,
you
I don't know.
guitar?
I don't know why my dad gave it to me.
Huh.
And so, like, yeah, that kind of really messed up that part of the relationship for me and my brother, because it's like, well, shit, now I have this thing, and I'm actually not the musically talented one. I'm not, and then he is. And
Well, talent versus appreciation is a different thing too, but
yeah,
that doesn't mean your brother would have appreciated it
He-
more or less. He probably would have
I think
treasured it.
he would have been happier with it. I think it's
Do you-
weird.
Do you believe you will pass that guitar down to one of your children?
Yeah, I hope
With
so.
the story of this was your grandfather's.
Yeah,
I never learned how to play it, but I own it, so
yeah.
maybe?
I play
Or
like
maybe he thinks you're more likely to put your kid into guitar lessons. to
Yeah,
learn how to
maybe
play it
that's what it is.
Versus your brother putting his, like, is he going to use it or is his kid going to use it?
Maybe you're right. My dad does mention to me, it's like, hey, so you're gonna send your kid to, learn guitar? And I was like, what?
Yes, you have to now. It
No,
is now part of the
dude,
obligation.
right.
You passed down that guitar.
Shit, that's
You
what it
have-
is.
Yep. There you
That's
go.
what it is.
That's what it is. Do
Oh.
once.
Here's
You
what
put
you
your
have to do.
children. It's not for
That's
you.
what it is.
This
Not
onus
for
is on
you.
you. You need to learn some power chords, you need to get some strumming techniques, and you need to learn
Nope.
some folk songs.
No, you don't.
Simple as fuck folk songs.
No, you
No.
just.
Some 3-chord stuff.
No.
I don't know. Make Blink-182 songs really simple.
This is what your dad
Green
wanted.
Day.
He doesn't care about whether or not you treasure the guitar. That's really for one of your three kids.
Yeah, it's true.
When were you
Fuck.
gifted the guitar? Was it after your third child?
It was, no, it was way before kids. It was before I was married.
Yeah.
But he knew that I was shit at music, and so he's like, skip a generation. In my best Bolivian accent.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so yeah, I think that owning stuff has its own politics. It has
It
its
does.
own like children and inheritance.
Mm-hmm.
They get really upset.
They can. I mean, I don't know about what your parents have given to you and your brothers, Micah, but I know, like, between Sam and I, my parents try to be pretty even about a lot of things, but I think sometimes I know Sam is the favorite.
That's what my brother felt
Yeah,
about me.
right.
Yeah.
Well, it's, yeah.
Well, I had an experience where
But Sam gets all the nice shit.
Yeah.
Yes, he does. He gets all the nice shit because Dad's like, well, he'll use this. Sarah doesn't need this. Sarah's not going to use this. I'm like, I fucking would use that, you fucking cunts.
like, it's
So
with
mad.
that,
Here's
like,
my super expensive woodworking tool.
Yeah.
It's like, but
yeah.
I
Here,
think-
Sam. Here, have these really nice tools. Here, have this really nice snowblower that I got you. And I'm like, I mean, true, I can't use a snowblower here, but
you have people to do that.
I sort of.
You could
they
actually.
kind of do it. They sort of do
You
it.
do kind of need it when you have to get out and you don't have time to wait.
Yeah.
You would, Sorry.
So, but
That's what a shovel's for.
Ugh.
it is, and I do have a shovel.
But like
Live by the shovel, die by the shovel. Sorry.
So my family structure, when I was young, I had 4 adult brothers because both my parents were married before their marriage. American family. But the best thing that they ever gave me was there was one time where my dad and I were just looking through some stuff, moving stuff around, something like that, helping him wherever it was, and he's just like, yeah, well, between your brother and you are going to be the executors of our will.
Oh.
And that was just like, no material thing could make up for that in terms of like that trust to execute what they want to do after they're gone.
See, that's pretty interesting. That is interesting because you're the youngest.
Yeah, but I'm also spoiled as shit.
Spoiled, but
no, like
but
everything I have, honestly, in my domicile is hand-me-down stuff. Apart from the electronics, that I bought myself. But my couch and love seat, my table, my chairs, my bed, my dresser, all of that is just like, I don't want to go and buy things because that seems a waste because my parents did all this buying when the economy was good and you could do that kind of shit.
And they had the money and they could afford it and we don't.
But it's like, I have some quality. I have 3 lazy boy pieces of furniture that are high quality. Well, high-age quality. But
they're used and old, but they're still
slightly damaged, but they function.
Yep.
They're basically higher quality than what we can get new.
They are probably.
Yeah. Unless you want to pay like $2,000 for a fucking sofa.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Which I have done, and
it's lovely but expensive.
It's very expensive, and it's not something you can just do.
Yeah.
Like these days, a lot of people just can't.
They would love to.
They would love, yeah.
But
when you did not have so many entertaining options or entertainment options, creating and making things that lasted was of higher value. Now it's not.
Yeah, unfortunately. Which I know there's some.
61 half dozen the other.
I know there's like some sides to that. I think it's unfortunate only because it ends up in the landfill.
Yeah,
that's the waste. This is the only
our
negative
societal
side.
Waste is absolutely
so this
worse.
Is why,
but also, we're not just chucking batteries.
I have to interrupt this conversation for our sponsor, which is Buy Nothing. There's a Facebook group in which you just buy nothing. Okay, back to our regular scheduled programming.
No, I'm going to cut you off there with our second sponsor, Buy Everything. That's right. When you're at a store, just buy fucking everything.
Thanks, Amazon. I'm going to cut you off with another sponsor called Thank You for Visiting Shop. God damn it. Thank you for visiting Costco. I love you. That's a movie from Idiocracy. Never mind. Sorry. I screwed that one up. Let's just move on.
Not one more sponsor break here.
Oh, shit.
Thank you for coming to Sam's Club. Why are you here? There's a Costco literally across from us.
And you can get gas there.
Oh, yeah. Costco gas.
We're Walmart, but worse.
It's true.
Thanks, Sam's Club. Have your pizza, please. They have better quality meat, I think. Yeah.
I have no idea. I've never really.
It's because it's human meat.
Soylent Green. Also our sponsor, Soylent Green.
That movie does take place in 2022.
We're just rolling in the imaginary dough here.
I know. We could buy all the subscriptions.
God. Yeah, we could. We could afford all of the access.
I think the worst
but
one
none of the ownership.
Of the ownership subscription culture is YouTube. That is the fucking worst one of all. Like, it's free, but not with all the advertisements.
Mm-hmm.
And
depending on who you watch.
True. Some people will
turn them off.
Yeah, some people aren't monetized.
Tiptoe? No ads. Wait, no. Tiptoe's really bad with ads. There are other ones, because it's just like every 5 minutes.
Yeah.
That kind of bullshit.
Yeah.
But there are a lot that I listen to. Salt Factory for like just game review, where he just plays the game and talks about it as like a nostalgia trip. Like, I never played Dragon Age Origins, but he has a 4-hour video about it that I just like put on. It's like, huh. Well, I'm doing other things.
Well,
it's nice. No ads. It's great.
I feel like the subscription culture is actually bleeding into areas where it shouldn't be. Like the Toyota remote starter. You have to get that through a subscription plan.
Yeah.
It's starting to...
Yeah, so like I was debating...
Everything with Tesla.
Yes.
I was debating whether...
The door is frozen. Just pop it open with your app. It doesn't fucking open!
Yeah. Well, the reason I didn't go with Mazda...
They started doing that vertical integration?
Well, what I was looking for new cars, and I ended up going with Honda instead of Mazda, was they offered an app, and it was like free for the first, I don't know, year or something with your new car, but then the remote start, you'd have to pay a subscription. I think it was like, I don't know, $7 a month, or I don't know.
It's kind of ridiculous,
but I'm like, fuck that.
Yeah, I just bought a $50,000 car.
Yeah, just give me the fucking
a year later.
Yeah.
I need to spend another $100 to make sure the thing I bought the car for still functions.
Yeah, or I can just not.
You can sit and spit on this.
Yeah, Micah,
not you
finger.
specifically.
Well, I mean, it's too late. It's
until you take those glasses off, though.
So, I'm not.
Epson printers, subscription plan for printers.
What the?
Like they're the subscription mentality is bleeding into the world of which it is escaping the boundaries.
Agreed. I don't think everything needs to be a fucking subscription.
So this is where like buying things and owning them versus like having a fucking access plan is weird.
Well, okay, so like yes, capitalism, Micah. Yes. So okay, I'm an artist. I work in Adobe Creative Suite. When I started my job, it was you bought the program and you owned it. You owned the physical copy of the program. You got a license and you put it on your computer and that was yours.
Yep.
And when they had an upgrade, you upgraded. But it was like every couple of years. Now it's a fucking subscription.
Yeah.
And you pay a monthly fee to use it.
Why?
Why? Okay, so I get the why of it. It makes sense in the industry if you have constant updates happening. Like, there's a bug in the system.
Programs to fix those bugs?
Yeah, well, there's bugs. And it's a very complicated program. Some of them are.
I'm guessing Adobe more than most.
Yes. So, they do updates pretty regularly, and they come, they have updates with every upgrade of the OS you're using as well, right? Like Mac has, because I work on a Mac for art reasons.
It's better for artists.
It is.
Hands down, between
I would agree.
the three main operating systems, it absolutely is.
100%.
I hate what they do with
they're
programmers.
Yeah.
And companies are like, we want this on your thing. Like, okay, give us all of your code.
Pretty much.
No. Then you're not on here.
Anyway.
Fuck it. Yeah,
they're a garbage company, but whatever. I just live in the world. I just live here. So anyway.
Listen, ma'am, I just work here.
So now it's a subscription, and I'm sitting here thinking like, okay, this makes sense for a company who has business, who's going to be able to fund this fucking monster, right? And feed this beast of a subscription. But like the freelance artist, that's hard to afford. Like I think it's like, I don't know, $30 a month. That's kind of a lot.
Yeah.
For access. And yes, you can probably make that up if you get reasonable commission, but that's still a fucking chunk, right?
Yeah.
Every month.
And plus, they don't really need. My argument for
the computer,
the software updates and stuff is like, isn't that your fucking job to give me the product right the first time? So you're telling me you're shipping out something that's buggy as all get up, and then I have to pay
to constantly
$50 a month for you to fix it.
Have you not played a Bethesda game before?
So
I want my work software not to be fucking made from Bethesda.
Have you never
first
used a
of all,
CAD system before?
All I'm saying
second of all, Skyrim is the
be,
best game ever. Sorry, go ahead.
It really makes it difficult for freelance artists to
digital artists.
Digital artists.
Because
yes.
it's ease of access. It's easier to do that than it is to get all of the inks.
It's very...
I don't condone piracy, but I believe
digital artists.
that the same for
it is
3D modeling software
Yep.
that does like for engineering.
Mm-hmm.
It's like chump change for a corporation.
Yeah.
It's super fucking expensive for one person.
Yep.
Yeah, paying $1,200 to get the newest CAD so you can draft properly as an independent draftsman or something. It's bonkers.
Yeah, you can't. You fucking can't.
So it's like
it cuts.
FreeCAD sucks.
FreeCAD is not good.
Undercuts any ability for anyone who isn't fucking part of a mega corporation to capitalism. I see the money making symbols you're making up there. Yes.
So I think that the subscription culture is kind of just rude, especially when it's in areas where it shouldn't be in.
Yeah, like fucking Epson printers. That doesn't make fucking sense.
But it kind of does if you're already in, because who really prints things anymore? Some people do print a lot, yes, but in order for their profitability to be as high as it is, they have to introduce this type of subscription method that controls their ink access, because if people run out of ink and you're the only person supplying the ink, that bit of monopoly is the only way you actually make money, or else they're just going to fucking send shit out in PowerPoint presentations.
True.
Which will give them the same amount of freedom to create whatever type of content they like in terms of what they would print off beforehand.
No.
So they're trying to keep the physical, like, they're a dying industry, so they are pulling out all the stops. Adobe confuses me more because we'll have Adobe in 100 years, assuming we don't kill ourselves.
Probably.
Because that type of digital creation is not going to go away.
Yeah, people will continue to make their weird fan arts and stuff. But, like, it's not just Adobe, like, because there are free versions of that type of... There's open source software that's similar. It's not as good, but it's similar. It does similar things.
Doesn't have the same hotkeys, doesn't have the same...
No, but it's again,
abilities.
similar.
Yeah.
And there's other versions, like I think there's like CorelDRAW.
They're just crap.
Which aren't... Well, CorelDRAW is not crap. It's
No,
actually
but-
pretty good, but you can buy it. It's not a subscription.
But the
It's not.
free source, like, even for CAD work, the free ones are just terrible.
Yeah,
They're
they
not
aren't
good.
great.
Well, I think the biggest thing is...
Like Audacity versus the really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
Sponsored by...
Sponsored by nothing.
Fuck you. Sorry.
Access versus
sponsored by
ownership.
Squarespace.
You have a
You want to
idea?
outsource your web-making product because you don't know how to code a web page.
But also
Go to Squarespace.
Squarespace, because you don't have to waste your time doing that either, or money doing that. You can just...
I feel one of the aspects
Go to
that...
squarespace.com/hello internet and get 10% off on your Squarespace because are they even a podcast anymore?
I don't even know.
Oh,
No, we're not getting heavily sponsored by these
No,
guys.
we are.
No one's gonna fucking
No one's
sponsor
gonna
this
go to.
episode.
No one's gonna go to our
We'll be lucky if we don't
website.
get sued.
why are we getting $10,000 a month then?
Oh, are there rubles or?
Yes.
Wait. Fuck, it's Cole's bucks.
Shoot, you can only use it in one place.
No, one thing I feel that would encourage a better base would be shortening the amount of time before something goes in the public domain in a lot of aspects of our society.
Oh yeah.
So if you release the Adobe code of... I mean, was Adobe out in 02? Probably.
Oh yeah. It was.
You mean the subscription service?
No.
Or...
The actual source code for Adobe in 02.
Like-
yeah.
Like Adobe Illustrator
I'm
in
sure.
02.
I think so.
That goes in the public domain.
Illustrator, I don't know.
And now independent
Actually, I don't know.
programmers can take that source code and improve it to what they think they can do and sell that as a product.
Code is very different patent wise than other things. I always found it to be different. Like if I make a really
Well,
awesome.
we don't know. We're only 30 years into, 40 years into real source code being a thing.
Yeah.
Fuck, Abu in the Aladdin game has the same source code as Knuckles.
Right.
So if you slap those two games together, you'll be Aladdin running around Agrabah with Knuckles.
Yeah. There's something weird about how we have no fucking idea what to do with digital assets.
Mm-hmm.
Like our laws are really meant for making fire hydrants and widgets, not things like
Yeah, so fuck
software that we use.
Open source that shit.
Well,
Let people do things.
I want to go the exact opposite direction, Micah. I want our refrigerators, our ovens, microwaves, coffee makers, everything to have a subscription plan. I want my trash bin to have a subscription
I
plan.
hate you
Phil,
so much
I
right
want
now.
my thermometer, the Nest ones or whatever, to have
Phil,
a
oh
my
subscription
God.
plan.
We're down to 37
Smart door.
You know
seconds
what?
on our microwave for the rest of the month,
You know
alright?
what?
Stop nuking your goddamn head wraps.
So speaking of
They're
fucking,
not that comfy when they're wet.
speaking of smart fucking subscription bullshit, you know the doorbells with the little cameras?
Oh yeah, rings.
Nest?
Rings,
Or, yeah,
Rings.
whatever they
Mhm.
are. I think one of our Micah and I's mutual friends had been gifted one of those fucking Ring doorbells, and she found out that
They record all the time.
they record all the time, but they also require you to have a subscription plan to access the
A
videos.
doorbell?
Yes,
A doorbell.
if you want to access the videos,
Oh my god.
and like.
That's why everybody needs their
Fuck
own,
that. Just
at home CCTV.
So what I'm saying
Just
is,
go back to Betamax.
or you can
put
just
that in.
put a fucking SD card or something in, like, I don't know, a box on the inside of your house that is hooked up to your fucking camera.
Or like your old phone.
Yeah,
You know,
I
have
don't
an
know.
old phone app and then just press ding dong
just
and then
so mad. I'm so mad about it. I'm like, and so she's like, well, I don't want this because I'm not going to use this because I'm not going to spend money to have a fucking doorbell recording
if you
software.
don't want that,
Some people might, but she wasn't.
Hey, this is your DoorDash?
And so-
There's an iPhone 3 with a big red button. Am I supposed to press the big red
do
button?
not take off your pants. Put your pants back on.
Oh,
leave
sorry.
the food on the. What about
I get real comfortable in my Geometra.
So all I'm saying is like there
Classic
are
car now.
you can just get a
Yeah,
you can just get a camera
It's 3 cylinders.
to put a camera that doesn't require a fucking subscription purchase, and just put the fucking camera next to your
this
door somewhere.
You're not thinking fourth dimensionally. We also need to have subscription plans, not on just
That's way too
doorbells,
steampunk.
which doorbells are
That's
We're in
just messed up.
cyberpunk.
I hate it.
We
so
need
much.
it also in our vacuum cleaners, because now vacuum cleaners are going to have their own subscription plan.
Why?
So like we just need them for anything that requires electricity subscription plan. I'm not kidding. Those new robot vacuum cleaners are going to have a
Roombas?
subscription plan.
Hey, I hope the
So,
date
like-
went well. I mean, you came back here, but I gotta say, I'm down to 4 minutes on my Dyson plan, so that's why it's a little dusty in here. Sorry.
And toilets need to have a subscription plan.
How about a broom?
A broom, smart brooms,
Smart brooms.
anything that needs a Bluetooth or
the fucking
Wi-Fi.
Roomba that
Oh,
plots your
why
fucking
was they not
interior.
thinking about this? Routers should have subscription plans.
Oh my god,
So your
that's
links
what
are
they
next
do.
to
It's
called
your
the
internet
internet.
access.
It's
no,
just
but
internet.
not just the internet, but the things that go into
No,
like
you know what it is? It's the rent. It's the modem rent. The
Modem rent.
because they put the modem and the router in one now.
oh yeah.
And so you have your internet plan, but then you have because you don't want to buy your own fucking modem and router.
Because they change every other year.
No, because if your internet ever fucking goes out, they're not going to service your fucking anything unless it's their router.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Comcast. Fuck
Oh,
you, Comcast.
But also,
Sponsored by
fuck you, Comcast.
Sponsored by T-Mobile at home.
Oh,
That's right,
God.
T-Mobile, the third best cell phone plan, even though they use all the same other plans, now offers internet access.
They do, and they're
When you think about it, go pink. Back to you, Sarah.
I fucking.
So now we should have like those when you buy greeting cards for people like happy birthday and there's a card that opens and says something, subscription plan
Oh, fuck
for those
you.
cards.
So mad.
Anything
I'm so mad right now.
like light bulbs. Light bulbs should have subscription
Happy
plans.
birthday to you.
That's the electric bill. Phil.
No, but
That
like
is
the light
electric
bulb
bill.
itself.
No, but
Like
think
you
about
buy the light bulb itself has a subscription plan.
how great would it be to have a talking
Just they
digital
send you light
birthday
bulbs
card?
every like 2 or 3 years when
No,
your light
to
bulb
be
goes
able
out.
to use the light,
Oh
the
my
one
God,
that you
fuck you,
buy.
no.
Instead of subscription plans, we go back to CODs.
CODs?
Cash on deliver.
Cash on.
Hey, if you want to access this very important birthday card from your parents, give me $2.
Fucking hate capitalism.
If not, it's just to be like, you did not pay me $2. You will not know this note left by George and Ethel.
The last one I think they should absolutely.
It's funny you say George and Ethel. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but Ethel's my maternal grandmother's
Oh.
name, and George is my fraternal grandfather's name.
Sarah, have you not picked up yet? I'm your stalker.
Oh, I get it. All right. I was thinking you were
But
just
also,
picking
Phil
really...
takes off his glasses. That might be Phil Stalker.
It's true. Thank
I
God.
thought you looked familiar behind those bushes. Okay, the last one that needs a subscription plan is the garage door motor.
my God,
like the master
weird.
thing. Whatever.
Yeah, because those things don't break enough.
Yeah, no, that's why you need to
true.
have a subscription plan because
I-
you need to pay those engineers to keep those
No,
things
no, no.
running.
Yeah,
Right?
the thing
not
that
just the
hasn't
motor.
changed in 40 fucking years.
Not just the
Absolutely.
motor, but also the little doohickey that you push in your car.
Oh, yeah.
The little...
I mean,
That-
the thing that I find
Opener.
amazing...
Those are two
Yep.
separate subscription plans.
And-
Sarah.
The one thing I
And
find amazing about garage
the little
programs
code door thing.
that changes randomly.
Guys,
It changes the code itself
No,
unless you have a
yeah,
subscription
yeah.
plan to get it
I have
text
the
to you.
best ones. Air conditioning.
Oh my
and
God.
also the furnace. Two separate subscription plans you need.
I would kill it.
I
just-
already do that.
Do they?
You have to do it for the service.
What do you mean?
To get them
Oh,
serviced,
Yeah,
Oh.
you can
you
pay.
have to pay like a yearly fee
That is actually
You-
true.
to go
You-
into
you-
not all.
I was
but-
going to say, you can just call them up for a service. But yes, they do
and then you have to
sell-
pay them.
Yes, and you have to pay them.
That's
or...
fucking service.
But no,
It's a
or...
subscription fee.
Or, no, or you
It's just
can...
on-demand subscription.
I think you're mistaken though. I'm saying
It's
that you
true,
cannot
you-
use it unless you're subscribed. Like even if you bought it, you can't use it unless you're paying them $12.99 a month. And then it's just
and then
$12.97.
And then you're just nickeled and dimed to death.
Now,
Everything.
$12.97.
And you own nothing.
You own nothing.
at the end of your life. There's
breathing
nothing-
air.
No
You might have a
retirement.
subscription.
No
plan.
retirement. No retirement. No legacy to pass down to your children. Why even have children? Why even own anything? Why even live?
No, why have children? Because
To
in
entertain
this
yourself,
clear
that's the
dystopian
o-
future we're leading towards, you'll be able to sell them, so you can have some luxury.
Oh yes, that's good.
So we can talk about the globalists and how they want to be pedophiles and drink the blood of the innocent. I've been listening to way too much Alex Jones.
You should not.
It's not a good.
Therapy. Also, actually, that makes sense. Therapy should be a subscription.
It is actually.
No, that should be.
It is.
Therapy should just be free.
No.
Everybody fucking needs it.
It's taxes.
It's true, but
it's taxes, which is a subscription to live in this country.
I have a very.
All right, how about this? We can still have for-profit healthcare, mental care, free.
That's a different topic, but sure.
That is
Yeah, and for once, one of my topics didn't go to an hour.
Thanks, Mom.
Did this one go to an hour?
Almost.
I am so sorry, editor. Thanks, Mom.
Thanks, Mom.
Fuck you, Mom!